Shalom everybody, it's Kalila Kelly Irish Jew, got the flu, yo ho ho. Okay, Western nations' moves still fall short of real pressure on Israel, but there are more options, according to World Politics, ABC News. Question with the title, if I may, dear left-wing, clearly non-biased ABC Australia news site. Western nations' moves still fall short of real pressure on Israel. What are they meant to be pressuring Israel about? What is it that the West, I mean, I don't know why the West is involved to begin with, ever since, the petition plan of nearly 100 years ago or whatnot. They've still been screwing things up. Europe hasn't really exactly helped much in the region, has it? After the French and the British divided up the Middle East and carved artificial boundaries and then called them nations like Iraq and Jordan, etc. What exactly has the West done to help the area, other than make things worse? Seriously, it's like you can't look after your own backyard, Italy, France, England. You're not looking after your own people. You're not looking after your own culture. You're not looking after your own people from the onslaught of illegal immigrants. All fighting age men, for some reason, with no women or children with them. That's interesting. You're not looking after your own economies, you're not looking after your own issues, but you somehow have the time to be worrying about Israel? Sure, okay. But what is it that you want to pressure Israel to do? It's a very leading heading, and it assumes that there's already a foregone conclusion of what it is that Israel must do or must not do. I'm a bit surprised by that. I'm a bit confused by that. Anyway, let's keep going. While the Israeli government resents countries such as Australia recognizing a Palestinian state, let's just pause there. Israel has never resented the idea that Palestinian people could or should have a state or have land. That's why they've agreed to every single peace offering, to every single land offering that's been made. So this idea that Israelis or Jews don't want to live alongside people of other religions or faiths is bullshit. It's just not true. And the state of Israel itself proves that's the case. It's the Palestinians who are Arab supremacists, who are imperialists, who are pan-Arabists, and who are very, very racist about what From the River to the Sea looks like. It looks like some ethnically cleansed ethno-state. And people say that that's what Israel is. Well, bullshit. No, it's not. You've got Druze, you've got Arabs, you've got Christians, you've got Muslims, you've got Baha'i, you've got German priests, you've got Christians, you've got Armenians, you've got Lebanese, you've got Sudanese, you've got Ethiopians, you've got Jews, you've got Mizrahi Jews, you've got Ashkenazi Jews, you've got the whole mix, the whole pot. Anyway, it is more of an irritant than a substantial setback. An irritant that Western nations are supporting Hamas, are giving Hamas a victory after Hamas launched a war 2 years ago, after Hamas has been starving its own people and screwing around and stealing money and building tunnels and curtailing free speech and running a despotic Islamist supremacist regime, a terrorist state, or state-let, because it's not yet a state. Seriously, are you kidding me? And you're calling that an irritant? As if Israel is just being irritated? But there is one thing Israel dreads the prospect of: economic sanctions. I'm getting the feeling that the writer of this article here, of the news article, American editor John Lyons from Washington, I'm getting the feeling that he doesn't like Israel. From my 6 years living in Jerusalem and talking to hundreds of Israelis, senior politicians, army officers and ordinary Israelis, sanctions are seen there as the main game to be prevented. Well, great. Just tell your enemies that, will ya? Israel and its lobby groups in countries like Australia spend many millions of dollars every year with two objectives in mind: to minimise criticism of Israel from people in power, and to convince politicians, editors and journalists around the world that any sanctions against Israel would be wrong. Well, it's very interesting because you're someone who's clearly here with a foregone conclusion, and that's Israel is evil. So any move where Israel might be actually trying to combat the propaganda that is being rank and the hypocrisy that is rank across the West, the anti-Semitic rankness of it all, Any move by Israel to respond to that or to reply to that, of course, will be seen by you as lobbying and as manipulation and avoidance of criticism. I haven't seen a country more criticized, really, in recent memory than Israel. I haven't seen more thought pieces written about a single country, perhaps maybe China or Russia, but certainly not against someone that's supposed to be on your side, right? I haven't seen any of this sort of criticism levelled at Australia or France or England. My God. Again, the hypocrisy is so pathetic. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. It goes on, it goes on, it goes on, basically saying that it's a sign of how far right the Israeli government is today. That a man who made clear he thinks Palestinians should have been ethnically cleansed upon the formation of Israel is now one of Prime Minister Netanyahu's key advisors. Openly hoping for annihilation. I mean, the gathering in of the narrative that this is about Israel being psycho and really right-wing and wanting to wipe out the Palestinians and have an ethno-state and invade and conquer and increase the borders of Israel. It's a complete reversal of the very clear intentions of Hamas. Yeah. Israel's conduct in this Gaza war appears to reflect a view that it can act with impunity. Really? Because it seems to get shit no matter what it does. And even when it doesn't do things like blow up a hospital. Yeah, remember that lie about a year ago when they said that Israel blew up a hospital? And it was actually like the Islamic State's failed weapon that went off and then like crashed back onto the hospital because they're so ineptly made. But it only harmed mostly like the car park. Yeah, remember that lie? Or the fact that just now the lie about, Israel wanting to starve everybody has just been disputed by the UN itself, who literally admitted, like, oh yeah, actually it's Hamas and other armed bastards who are stealing the food once it gets in. One of those lies or one of those things where Israel acts with impunity. Again, at the weekend, Israel targeted Al Jazeera journalist Anas al-Sharif, claiming that he had headed a Hamas militant cell. Probably. Here he goes. There he is. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Israel is killing the equivalent of a classroom of children every day. Well, you know that we Jews love to kill children. Yeah. We love to kill Christian children in the past when we like to drink their blood for our ceremonies. And then now we're just killing Palestinian children because we just love killing children. It's just our thing. I'm sorry if that offends you, but that's the blood libel you keep repeating, babe. Consider that for a moment, Miss Russell said, one of UNICEF's executive directors. A whole classroom of children killed every day for nearly 2 years. Right. Few other countries, if any, could kill the equivalent of a classroom of children every day and continue diplomatic relations with countries such as Australia. Are these children by any chance Palestinian? Well, there's your first clue. Are they by any chance being used as human shields by a terrorist leadership called Hamas? Are these children allowed to hide in tunnels with those fat men who are hiding down there? The killing of those children, is that seen as a tragedy by their Islamist society, or is that seen as a form of martyrdom, that they are shahadas, that they are going to heaven in the cause of their religious fight? Please answer those questions I just asked, and then we can talk about killing children. Otherwise, again, the rank hypocrisy is beyond comprehension. It's so gross. It's so gross. Basically, Hamas has played them like a violin, and because they lack moral courage and they don't understand the area, and they're probably very opinionated in one way, that Israel can never do any right, Israel's always wrong, It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to see the West give in to its own deep anti-Semitism. And if you don't want it to be called anti-Semitism, okay, then it's deep stupidity in supporting and rewarding Hamas with a state. Bravo. Bravo.